Tales of Veldrith. Book 5, The Heart of Magic.
Episode 46. The Abyss Beckons.
The trek back to Jorvik was slower this time. The battle in the Veilwood had cost them. More lives lost, more unanswered questions lingering in the air. Eira carried the fragment of obsidian in her pack, its weight far greater than its size. The runes etched into its surface whispered to her in the quiet moments, a faint chorus of voices that sent chills down her spine. Leona walked beside her, silent for once, her usually sharp tongue subdued. Behind them, the remaining guards kept their eyes on the horizon, as though the shadows of the Veilwood might rise again to chase them. When the city gates came into view, Eira felt a fleeting sense of relief, but it was quickly overshadowed by the burden of what lay ahead. The council chamber was tense, the air charged with the weight of bad news. Eira placed the obsidian fragment on the table, its dark surface gleaming faintly under the lantern light.
This is what's left of the creature in the Veilwood,
she said.
It's tied to the ley lines, and to something older than anything we've faced before.
Elder Ingrid leaned forward, her sharp eyes narrowing as she examined the fragment.
Abyssal runes. I thought the Order was wiped out centuries ago.
So did I.
Eira replied.
But they're back. The creature in the Veilwood was stronger than the one in Brenwick. They're growing bolder.
Hrothgar frowned, his hands gripping the edges of the table.
If the Abyssal Order is behind this, then they're using the ley lines to fuel their magic. They'll need nexuses to continue their work.
Leona, standing at the back of the room, crossed her arms.
And there are plenty of those scattered across Veldrith. They're probably setting up shop at the biggest ones.
Ingrid shot her a sharp glance.
And what would you suggest we do about it? Mobilize the entire city guard? Leave Jorvik undefended?
Eira spoke up, her voice firm.
We don't have the luxury of staying defensive. If we wait, the Abyssal Order will only grow stronger. We need to find their nexuses and destroy their footholds.
And how do you propose to do that?
Ingrid asked.
You don't even know where they are.
Leona smirked.
Oh, I might have an idea.
After the meeting, Eira and Leona returned to the private library in the council hall. Leona pulled an ancient scroll from her satchel, its edges frayed and its surface covered in faded symbols.
Found this a while back, in a ruin near the shattered pinnacle,
she said, spreading it out on the table.
Didn't mean much to me at the time, but now...
Eira studied the map, her brow furrowing. It depicted the ley line network of Veldrith, with glowing points marking significant nexuses. Many were places she already knew, Jorvik, the Sunforge, but others were in remote and dangerous regions.
Here.
Leona said, pointing to a nexus near the southern border of the Veilwood.
This one lines up with the reports of disappearances from the surrounding villages. If the Abyssal Order is active, they're probably there.
Eira nodded, her expression resolute.
Then that's where we go next.
Leona hesitated, her tone uncharacteristically serious.
Eira, if we keep chasing these shadows, we're going to get in over our heads. The Abyssal Order isn't like the solar cult. They're not interested in power for its own sake. They want to break the world.
Eira's jaw tightened.
Then we'll stop them before they can.
The journey to the southern nexus was grueling. The road gave way to rough terrain, and the air grew colder as they ventured deeper into the untamed wilds. Eira led the way, her sword strapped across her back and her eyes scanning the horizon. Leona followed, her sharp gaze catching every detail of their surroundings. By the third day, the signs of the Abyssal Order's presence became undeniable. The once lush forest had withered, its trees blackened and twisted. The ground beneath their feet was cracked and dry, as though the life had been drained from the land. Leona knelt by a dead tree, her fingers brushing its bark.
This isn't natural,
she muttered.
It's like the ley lines themselves are bleeding.
Eira glanced at the horizon, where a faint, dark glow pulsed in the distance.
We're close,
They reached the nexus at nightfall. It was a desolate clearing, the air thick with the hum of corrupted energy. At its center stood a crude altar, surrounded by robed figures chanting in a language that made Eira's skin crawl. The glow of the ley line pulsed beneath them, its light distorted and sickly.
Looks like we found our culprits,
Leona whispered, her hand drifting toward her satchel of explosives. Eira studied the cultists, her mind racing. There were at least a dozen of them, their robes marked with glowing abyssal runes. At the center of the group stood a figure taller than the rest, their hood obscuring their face. The energy radiating from them was palpable.
That's their leader.
Eira said.
If we take them out, the others will fall apart.
Leona grinned.
You take the leader. I'll handle the fireworks.
Eira nodded.
Be careful.
Leona's explosives struck first, the deafening blasts shattering the stillness of the night. The cultists scattered, their formation broken as flames erupted around them. Eira charged into the chaos, her sword flashing in the dim light. She cut through the nearest cultist, their body dissolving into ash as her blade struck true. The others turned to face her, their chanting shifting into guttural shouts. The leader stepped forward, their voice calm amidst the chaos.
You cannot stop the abyss, child. It is inevitable.
Eira didn't answer. She lunged, her blade aimed at their chest, but the leader moved with unnatural speed, their hand raised to summon a barrier of shadow that deflected her strike.
You fight well,
the leader said, their voice dripping with condescension.
but you do not understand what you're up against.
Eira gritted her teeth, her blade glowing faintly as she struck again. This time, the barrier cracked and the leader staggered. Meanwhile, Leona weaved through the chaos, hurling explosive vials at the cultists who tried to regroup. One of them lunged at her, a dagger in hand, but she dodged gracefully, delivering a kick that sent them sprawling.
Eira,
She called out.
I can't keep them off forever.
Just hold them.
Eira shouted, her focus on the leader. With a final powerful strike, Eira shattered the leader's defenses. Her blade pierced their chest, and they gasped, their form flickering like a shadow caught in the wind.
You think this ends with me?
They whispered, their voice fading.
The abyss is eternal.
As their body dissolved into mist, the remaining cultists fled, their morale shattered. As the clearing fell silent, Eira approached the altar. The corrupted ley line still pulsed beneath it, its glow dim but steady. On the altar lay another fragment of obsidian, its surface etched with runes that seemed to pulse with a faint light. Leona joined her, breathing heavily.
Another piece.
She said, her voice heavy with dread.
How many of these things are there?
Too many.
Eira said, picking up the fragment. The whispers began again, faint but insistent. Leona frowned.
What's our next move?
Eira stared into the distance where the corrupted glow of the ley line faded into the night.
We keep fighting. And we don't stop until the Abyssal Order is gone.
Leona nodded, though her expression was grim.
Let's hope we survive long enough to see that happen.
Thank you for listening to the Tales of Veldrith. Books 3 through 5 are now available on Kindle and in paperback. Visit mattytaylor.com for links.